At the top of the TV is lane 1. I believe Makayla is lane 3.
And while we're waiting for that heat number 3 to get underway, Ari, you had an interesting question that we'll share with everyone and get the answer to them as well.
Yeah, so I was wondering why just the last 2 heats were circle seated and not 3, because 3 is the typical one. I don't think I've ever been at a meet where they've only done the last 2.
So when you swam, and for a lot of people that swam back in the day, and as we still see in the 50, the 100, and the 200 events.
First of all, back in the day?
Back in the day. You're retired now. We're allowed to say that. It's all back in the day. Yesterday was back in the day.
All right, I'll let it slide.
So the 50, the 100, and the 200 events, we still see 3 circle-seated heats, which feature either the top 24 if you're in an 8-lane pool, or top 30 swimmers based on entry if you're swimming in a 10-lane pool like we are here today. They made the change for the distance events, the 400, the 800, and the 1500 events, based on the fact that they don't have a semifinal. So in the 50, the 100, and the 200 events, you cut it down from the heat session, and you go from, let's say, the top 30 to the top
15. Sergeant, lane 3, 0.42 from the leader.
Whereas with the 400 event, you go straight to a top 8. And what they were seeing at the international level is when they had 3 circle-seated heats, if you were the 3rd fastest entry, you would swim in the 3rd to last heat in lane number 4. You would post a time, and the swimmers are so good at judging what time they need to go to make a final that you would get bumped out because you'd have another 16 swimmers after you that knew what you went, that would be able to go a time just faster and bump you out. So in order to be fair, and I think it makes really good sense and it's a good move, they made that move at the international level, which is then being adopted down to the national federation levels. And it just makes sense because there is no semifinal. You're competing for 8 spots rather than for 16, where we see the semifinals.
That does make a lot of sense. It is true because you'll see somebody, we saw the 400 names earlier, you have Ryan Lochte and Chase Kalish, who if they pace too accurately, I guess, or, they don't know what's going to happen after, it can really put them in a tough position. So, wow.
Yeah, it's just a change that I think makes sense for swimming and is a really good move. And, we'll see those final 2 heats will be really competitive because they're going to be going for those 8 spots. So Hannah Moore leading the way in lane number 9 on the outside. She turns on the breaststroke leg in heat 3. So the women's 400 individual medley has been swum at the Olympic Games 13 times. 7 countries have picked up gold medals in this event. The U.S. has won gold 4 times. But the last time that the United States won gold in this event at the Olympic Games was back in 1988 by Janet Evans.
No way.
That's what my sheet's telling me.
Janet's going to be here later this week. I'm going to see her. See, the 400 name, even I was just watching back to breast flip turns because back in my day, in the 400 name, it was really rare to see athletes do the back to breast flip turn because, it was a little bit new. We weren't really sure how to do it. There was maybe some DQing issues and you did want to overturn, but I saw for the most part across the board, all of these athletes are doing it. So it's nice to see if that's kind of a widespread, everyone's doing it now.
Yeah, I mean, when you look back at the 4, I know you were surprised the last time with Janet Evans, but you look at the 4 Olympians that have won this event in the United States, you go back to Janet Evans in 88, Tracy Calkins in 84, Claudia Cole in 68, and Donna De Verona back in 1964. So those are the 4 athletes who won the gold medal in this one of the Olympic Games in the United States. So leading the way, as we're on to the freestyle leg already, is Lauren Edelman in lane number 5 as they head towards the final turn on the freestyle leg. Following this heat that's in the water now, we're going to our first of 2 circle-seated heats in this women's 400 individual medley. Emma Barksdale now leading the way, 4:12.49. Good racing here in heat number 3 of the women's 400 AM. The top time will be lane number 8, Emma Barksdale, 4:44.80. That's a great swim for Barksdale, dropping 3 seconds off her entry time. Hannah Moore at 4:45.05. Sachin in second. Those are the two fastest times of the morning, with 2 heats remaining in our 8 flights. Barksdale first, Edelman is second, 4:45.85. So it looks like Hannah Moore was disqualified. And it looks like Edelman was also disqualified. Let's get some more information on that if we can.
450.22.
So with